I'm Muffin, and I'm half-ass ready. I owe y'all a big apology. I ain't cut a video in a while, and to be perfectly honest with you, I've been mostly pissed off and really busy. So, but I told you we were going to talk about security. Of course, I told you we were going to talk about a lot of things, but I told you we were going to talk about security. And I'm going to start talking about firearms. Well, my son and I, we're going to talk later about security plans for your homestead, for your bug out location, your bug in location. We'll talk about some basic plans on that. But remember, security is individual to your location, right? And to your person. I'm a gun guy, okay? As you can see, I'm a gun guy. My personal security depends on my guns, okay? If you're not a gun guy, you're probably not going to enjoy this video, okay? So, but I want to start with handguns. I'm going to do long guns, and I'm probably going to separate that into shotguns and rifles because the homestead needs more than one gun, okay? I see people talking about the perfect gun. There's not the perfect gun. Not for a shit hit the fan situation, okay? That's just not, there's not one perfect gun. I think we can condense it down to 3, 4, 5 guns, but guns are like jackets. You need a rain jacket and you need a winter weather jacket, right? So you need a windbreaker and you need just something to warm you up like a chilly day like today, right? So guns are like jackets. Let's go with that. I'm going to start with different types of guns that I own. Start with the oldest and most recognizable. This is a single action revolver, okay? Single action revolver means you have to cock it every time you pull the trigger. You on a double action revolver, and we'll get into them, you continue to pull the trigger and it will activate the hammer. This has nothing to activate the hammer. You have to activate it every time you fire. It loads funny. Takes a minute to load these, takes a minute to unload these, we'll say more than a minute, okay, to load and unload this gun. Fun gun, love this gun. Have a West holster. I like to play cowboy with it. It's great. Not my first go-to on home defense or shit hit the fan situation. This is a double action revolver. This one also has no hammer. It's a hammerless revolver. So, show y'all, it is unloaded. So this one, I have to pull the trigger every time, and it activates the hammer inside. It's hammerless. So, 357 Magnum, Smith & Wesson. Excellent concealed carry handgun. I also have a revolver, double action, not loaded. This one has a hammer, so you can pull the hammer back to make the trigger pull much lower, but I can continue to fire without pulling the hammer back every time. This one's in 38 Special. Also, good concealed carry gun. We'll get into concealed carry in a moment. And graduate to the more modern stuff. This, Colt 1911. This is a semi-automatic handgun, which means it cocks itself except the first time. These are old school. You have to cock the hammer the first time and then fire. But this one, every time I pull the trigger, this slide goes back and rocks the hammer again, and I can pull the trigger again. But this is a single stack, holds 7 rounds, but Colt 1911, been around a long time, venerable handgun. U.S. Armed Services used them for many, many years. Very good weapon. Not a very good concealed carry handgun, okay? Newer model, Beretta. Also, I got it on safe, so I have to turn it off safe to make the hammer work. This one, you have to pull the hammer back the first time you fire it, but if you can resafe it, it has a decocker level. But you have to, but it works just like only this one is also double action. It will pull the hammer back the first time. Now, when I fire that the first time, the hammer's going to stay back every shot after that, so I got a really light trigger pull. But Beretta, 9mm. This is my battle pistol, y'all. We'll get into battle pistol concealed carry in a second. Latest and greatest, striker fire, Glock style, whatever you want to call it. These weapons have no hammer, visible hammer. Okay, the striker's inside, works every time you pull the trigger. This one, as long as you're racked, is ready to fire right now. And it's going to continue every time I pull the trigger. Hammer's going to come back. It's going to rechamber a shell. I can fire again. Okay. It's a Glock 30 and 45 caliber. This is my concealed carry handgun. So, like I told you, not concealed carry, we're going to have some fun, right? My cowboy holster. Put my little single action revolver in it. Let me step back a little bit. Put my little single action revolver in it. Play cowboy all day. I wear this. You've seen me in some of my videos wearing this around the homestead. 22 caliber, like it for squirrels and snakes and such, right? Not something I really want to depend on home defense. I like a bigger caliber, okay? So, in your home defense, especially if shit hits the fan situation, I don't have to conceal my handgun anymore, right? The world has ended. You're in defense mode. I don't want to have to bother to pull my shirt up and pull my firearm out. So I put together a conglomeration. This is my battle belt, what I call it. I don't know what else you would call it. This piece, and again, this is individual, right? Security is individual. I like the drop leg holster, right? In this weapon, I can carry a much bigger platform. So I'm carrying Beretta in my holster. I have room for a couple extra mags in my mag holder, right? Now, I can work, my hands are free. I can do anything I need to do. Reach my long gun, this isn't in my way. I can do anything I need to do. I can be working in my garden. I can be working on my car. I could be doing anything, splitting wood, and I have my firearm with me, right? And I've got a weapon that I would count on in a gunfight, right? A handgun. Gunfights, like my firearms instructor told me, your handgun is to get you to your long gun, okay? This is not my preferred weapon in a battle, but it's my preferred handgun for my battle gun, right? So, all right, the shit hadn't hit the fan yet, and we're going to Sam's Club to get another 50-pound sack of rice or beans, okay? For years, this is the weapon that I carried concealed. Cute little holster. Went right in there. Good firearm. Dependable. Know it's not going to jam. Know that I only have 5 shots though, okay? And it's 38 caliber. I beefed up the shells as hot as this little gun would let me beef the shells up. Still didn't feel like I had enough knockdown power with the small amount of rounds I was carrying. Then, in a reload situation, it takes minutes, not seconds, okay? So I said, you know, I have to step up my concealed carry game. I thought maybe going to bigger bore, right? So I went to 357. Same situation on the reload. I hope I can get them in 5 shots because I don't have time to reload. Now, I've got to step up my concealed carry game. Look, I have nothing against 9mm. I have nothing against my 9mm. I'm a big bore guy. I wanted 45. I found a 45 automatic that I can conceal. 11 rounds, 10 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, and I can reload in seconds. So this is where I went with concealed carry now. And if you don't have concealed carry, get concealed carry. Most states have an open carry law now. You can open carry. That's cool. I have arguments with people, discussions with people all the time about open carry versus concealed carry. Look, open carry is fine, but you made yourself a target, okay? You want to be a gray man in these situations. You don't want to be a target. Open carry, if I walk in to rob a liquor store and I see the clerk behind the counter and I know they don't have a gun because their employer probably won't let them carry one behind the counter. Then I see you with a gun. If I'm robbing this liquor store, I'm probably going to shoot you first. Then use your gun to help me rob the liquor store. So just saying, don't make yourself a target. Get the concealed carry license. No matter what it costs, the training's worth the training. Nobody can have too much training in a firearm. Nobody. But get the concealed carry. It's worth the money. You don't make yourself a target. Some states it makes it much easier to purchase another firearm. You don't have to go through a lot of the paperwork that other people have to go through that don't have it. You don't have to have a permit. And like in my state, you don't have to have a permit from your sheriff to purchase a handgun, which in every county in the state, you have to have a permit. Well, if you don't want to go get a permit every time you purchase a new handgun, if you have concealed carry, you show your concealed carry permit, boom, you automatically have a permit for another handgun. There you go. So that eliminates some paperwork. But again, I'm apologizing because it's taken me so long to get a video out. We'll try to pop out a few more. I've got some time off here before the holidays. Try to pop a few more out by the holidays. We're going to talk about, I'll get the weapons series done. Again, you know, I wanted to do the cannon thing with my mother, and my mom's all in, don't get me wrong. My 84-year-old mother is all in about the cannon thing. We had recent deaths in our family, folks that I canned with and prepared with my whole life. We didn't get around to getting in a harvest of half-runner beans that we were going to. But my mother is all about, we're going to make jelly, okay? She will show y'all how to make jelly. We're going to learn how to make jelly. Man, I have jars of jelly in my house that my mom made 5 years ago, and I will open them up and eat them right in front of you. So jelly is going to be a good thing. We're going to make some jelly, okay? I have some frozen stuff that we're going to make some jelly out of, and we're going to make that happen. I have to get with my mother, and we have to get through the holidays. But again, I'm apologizing for being a slacker, but I want everyone to take security seriously. You're going to have to protect what you have. You're going to have to protect your family. And it's part of being a responsible prepper to have a security plan in place at your bug out, bug in location. It's irresponsible not to have that plan. And you don't have to listen to my plan. There are lots of people out there talking about it. There's lots of literature out there on it. So, but you know, you're ahead of the game when you think about things, and that's one thing I rely on the people around me, my son and other members of my prepper community, to remind me to think about things. You know, play the what if game. What if? What if? What if? Well, what would you do if whatever for what if? So play the what if game walking around your property, right? Play the what if game when you're planting your garden. Play the what if game when you're looking at your water supply. Take your water supply, your food plot source. All these have to be taken into consideration when we're talking about security. You know, it's a lot of fun talking about guns, and it's easy because I love guns, and it's something I think about a lot. So, love talking about the guns, right? Love firing my weapons, love training with my weapons. Don't own them if you're not going to practice with them, okay? Don't own them if you're not going to train with them. And we're going to talk more about that. When we get into some of these complex battle systems, and look, I know AR-15s are everywhere and everybody owns one, and everybody thinks they're a damn expert. But look, an AR-15 is a complicated battle platform when it comes to a firearm. So not only do we need to know how to own and fire responsibly all these weapons, we need to know how to clean them and maintain them and store them properly. You need to have a place you can secure your firearms. I do. Most people I know do. So, I know I'm preaching to the choir. A lot of people are looking at me are going to go, I wonder if he's got the same shit I've got, right? I wonder if his shit's better than my shit. Well, everybody's shit's better than my shit because I'm poor, okay? But I love my shit and I love playing with my shit. So, guns are fun. Everybody should own a gun. They should issue you one when you're born. I'm all about the Second Amendment. Stayed pissed off about that recently a lot. I've had several instances in my life in the last 3 or 4 months that have just pissed me off about politics and politics and inflation and man, there's just lots of things that are pissing me off lately. But I didn't start this to be political. Okay, I started this because I had questions about prepper and prepping that people couldn't answer, or people answered inadequately to me. So this is about my journey, about what I'm doing, but the pissing off thing is one of the reasons I do what I do. Okay, it's one of the reasons you do what you do, because we're pissed off half the time. And it's Christmas, we're close to it. We probably shouldn't be pissed off because Santa Claus is watching us, and I know he only watches like the 3 or 4 days before Christmas because I get presents every year, and I know I fucked up most of the year, so I know he's only. But Jesus is watching us all the time, so let's try not to be pissed off and enjoy our families and enjoy this holiday and remember why we're celebrating. And I may make a whole damn video about how much I love Santa Claus. But anyway, remember, tell the ones you love them. Hug your young'uns. This is Muffin. Let's get full ass ready. Signing off.